A recent university study says that too much use of AI can reduce your brain power. Actually, it's published by MIT about a few weeks ago. But it's such an interesting topic that something that should be increasing, augmenting intelligence and capabilities can actually reduce cognitive brain function. Is it really so? The truth, we'll have to see over time because anything that could be like inherently addictive or cause repetitive reliance on it can actually reduce capabilities in the actual person using that tool or using the machine or using the AI that way. So instead of replacing all aspects of work assignments and critical thinking and writing and innovating in art, we might need to be careful and use it as spice, not as the main ingredient. Therefore, some areas we may need to even check ourselves in using these technologies is how much time and how often we're relying on them to do, quote unquote, the simple tasks, the simple things. Could we be doing it so much to our own disadvantage where we can't do it ourselves because we become so over reliant? Now, without jumping too far in the deep end on this, it's not like using AI creates brain rot, but think about it. With all the new devices and technological innovations that have come into the consumer space, especially, um, people don't need to do certain things anymore. So have they forgotten how to do it, or can they do it anymore? Is that reduced capacity, that diminished capacity for life? Is it persistent? So think about it. About, say, 10, 15, 20 years ago, there was a time when people remembered phone numbers. People would have literally a Rolodex in their mind of the key people, the most important numbers to have and to call. They would be able to tell you a phone number, 10-digit phone number off the top of their head for their doctor, their wife, their husband, daughter, girlfriend, son, anyone that was close in their life and important. They would have at least 10, 15 phone numbers memorized, ready to go at a moment's notice. But today, can you remember a phone number that's not your own? Folks don't even know the phone numbers for people in their own household. Why? Because we have smartphones, we have other technologies that have taken the need away to do that. You don't need to do that anymore. And especially with things on leveraging social media, where their face and other biometrics are involved, people they barely write the name. Or they might just say mom, dad, and a picture comes up and they press the button or they press the picture and they're often running. They could send a video, audio message, or make a call. So if you think about it, could do this brain test and just say, hey, was there a time you remember where you remembered easily 10 or more phone numbers? And without looking, can you write down 10 or more phone numbers? Do you even remember your old phone numbers? Well, try it. Write down 10 phone numbers for people close to you without cheating, without looking, and then see, can you really go without your smartphone? That is a similar question that's being posed by AI use. And it's abuse, it's overuse for every aspect of cognitive function, for every type of writing assignment or mathematical assignment or research, or even just doing problems like kids in school doing problems. That's what builds the brain power. Doing the homework, writing the essay, organizing it, creating the outlines, going through the process of critical thinking, analysis, and deductive reasoning, deduction, whatever you want to call it. Going through that thinking process, that's what builds the muscles of your brain power. That's the workout. So yeah, you might go ChatGPT and get a good grade, but when everybody does ChatGPT, that just lowers the bar. So the advantage for the ChatGPT user is no longer as great, and I'm using ChatGPT as AI tools. If you have AI do all the work for you and everyone's doing it, the advantage to using AI becomes incrementally less. There's diminishing returns as far as improved outperformance, but also you might be reducing your capability to think on your feet. to think for oneself. And that's the biggest loss. So we have to be careful with this new tool. And you know what? It just harkens to what grandma and grandpa used to say, and God bless their soul. The boob tube. They used to say this about TV and about video games and about a whole host of other technological innovations. End of the day, technology is a tool. Humanity will always be. So we have to preserve our humanity and our human capabilities first and foremost, and use AI tools responsibly.